Hey guys, I'm back with another Learn to Braid video. So on my last video, I was showing how to do a regular box braid, and I asked for suggestions on the next tutorial, and someone suggested goddess braids. So I just grabbed some random curly hair. You can use whatever curly hair you want. It's all gonna be the same. The hair not gonna work the same, but you know, putting it in the same. So I think this is Kima brand, like some deep wave or something. It's not super curly, just a little. So it's a couple different ways you people do goddess braids. So some do it with the hair that's coming out at the middle of braids, some only add it into the end. It just depends on how you want it to look. I personally like it just in the ends, maybe a couple pieces throughout, which I might crochet afterwards, but it just depends. I don't like too much of this hair. It gets kind of tangly. Doesn't last as long as the braids itself. So I just pulled a little piece out right here, and I'm just going to show you how to put this in. So I have a braid started right here already. So to learn how to do a regular box braid, just check out my Learn to Braid video that I have on starting a regular box braid. So here we're going, if you know how to do feed in braids, then this is going to be super easy. So you just keep braiding. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to leave this in my left, and I'm going to add this piece in with my right hand just because I'm right-handed and it's easier. It really doesn't matter. So you can put this in on top, which it will go into this one in the front and this one. So these two in the front, or you can just tuck it under, but it's still going into these two pieces. So either way is fine, but you just want to make sure that you kind of roll it up in there so the braiding hair is on top so you don't see it. So it's really going into straight into these two pieces in the front. You just want to make sure you give it a good tuck so you don't see it. So I'm simply just braiding that in there. So I'm going to go down a couple times so I can make sure it stays in there good. And then I'm just going to take the piece and I'm going to pull it out. So I'm just going to put it over on the clip so it's out the way. And I'm going to braid this down. Now you can take out both pieces or you can take out one. It just depends on how much hair you want hanging out, which is all preference. So I'm just going to take that one and grab it out. And this hair is shorter too, so you usually use longer hair so it can at least reach the bottom, but again, it just depends on how you want it to look. I usually buy the shorter hair to add into the ends so it's not super long, and I'll use the longer curly hair if I want to pull it out the braid or if I want it hanging out. So just a little tip. So again, I'm just going to braid this down, and I'm going to add a piece and show you how I add it into the bottom. So you can add in as many of those curly pieces as you want to. And as you can see, it's really cute hanging out, and it's very simple. It's not going anywhere. So I'm just going to braid this down real quick, and then I'm going to show you how I add it into the ends. Okay, so I'm getting close to the bottom. See, I don't have that much hair left. So that's when I'll add my curly pieces in, which I didn't grab. So I'm going to take a couple small pieces. I'm just going to take two. You can put in one piece, you can put in two. It just, you know, depends if you want the ends a little bit thicker or if you want them thinner. I actually like the thinner, just a little bit of hair on the bottom. Just because I said it gets tangly and you don't want to just have too much of that hair tangling up on you. So I would suggest to not put that much, but you know, some people like it that way. So I'm at the end, and I'm going to add this piece in the same way that I added the other piece in. Just going to slide it. It's going right into these two in the front, and I'm going to do it the same way and make sure I tuck it in there good so you can't see where I added the piece of hair in it. So as you can see, it's in there, and I'm going to braid it down, and I'm going to stick the other piece in there too. So I'm just going to put this in here the same way, and I'm just going to braid it down. So I usually braid it down till I get to like close to the end of the braiding hair. So I'm gonna braid it down like that. So I have a little bit of braiding hair left sticking out. And now I'm going to tie it. So some people will use glue, like nail glue or something, super glue, whatever. That's fine. I always tie mine because it's just faster for me. So I'm going to take this piece of hair and I'm going to do like a double tie, which stays really tight and it never comes loose. So I do it really quick, so it's really fast for me, so I don't worry about the glue. So just going to take that like that, and I'm going to wrap it, pull it right through the hole. I'm not going to pull it tight. I'm going to wrap it again. This curly hair is silky, so you want to make sure you do that double knot so it's really tight. And then I'm just going to pull it down like that, and then the knot is in there really tight. It doesn't come loose. So I just braid it down to the end of the braiding hair, and then you have the curly hair left hanging on the bottom. Now, if your braiding hair is uneven and you have like a long piece or something like that, you can just cut it off. Like, so sometimes if I have a little bit more braiding hair sticking out, I cut it off, but this you can't even see. It's like a small piece right here that's tucked in there of braiding hair. You can't even see that, so I'm just gonna leave that like that. So this is the goddess braid. I have the couple pieces of hair coming out the top, and like I said, you can add this hair in wherever you want. Now this ends the curly hair. You're not going to dip in the hot water. Now sometimes I do, if I just put the curly hair into the ends and I don't feel like clipping all this flyaways away, I'll take the braid and I'll dip it in the water like this with the curly hair up, just so I can lay the frizzes down and I don't have to be cutting all that off, because we know that hot water gonna lay that stuff down. So I'll end the hot water, you know, it just relaxes the braids a lot better. So I'll dip it like that sometimes, or I'll take a hot towel and I'll just take the towel onto the braids like this to relax them a little bit, instead of trying to dip, because you can't dip the crochet hair into it. So that is how you do a goddess braid, and you can do this the same way with the regular box braid or knotless, doesn't matter. So I had a couple other suggestions and videos I'll get to soon, but like always, just leave it in the comments if it's any braiding techniques you would like to learn or what the next video should be. And make sure you subscribe and share these Learn to Braid videos, or tag me on Instagram when you try the techniques at Twisted Pretty CEO, so I can see if my videos are actually working or if y'all learning something. So there you go. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.